FROM-FACTVERSE presents Teachers Who Did It with Students in School. Number 1. Sarah Jones. Sarah Jones was a high school teacher and a cheerleader for the Cincinnati Bengals. While working as a teacher, Jones began having a sexual relationship with a student in 2012. She pled guilty to lesser charges and didn't spend any time in jail. Her mother was also arrested for witness tampering. According to police reports, Cheryl Jones contacted the victim and told him to get rid of his phone so that the police would not have any evidence against her daughter. She was sentenced to probation. After the incident, Jones divorced her husband and she got engaged to the victim. Number 2. Brianne Alties. Brianne Alties was a teacher at Davis High School in Utah. In 2013, she was arrested for having sex with a 16-year-old student. After she was arrested, 2 other students came forward about sexual relationships they had with her. While she was out on bail, she had sex again with one of the students. She was charged with 10 felonies and was sentenced to 2 to 30 years in jail. Number 3. Hope Jacoby. Hope Jacoby was a 23-year-old physical trainer at Tustin High School when she was arrested for having sex with a minor boy. The affair came out when a photo of her was found on the boy's phone. She was arrested for unlawful sexual conduct with a minor and oral copulation. The judge went easy on Jacoby, and she was sentenced to 3 years of informal probation and 240 hours of community service. Number 4. Amy McElhenney. A Spanish teacher who was also a former Miss Texas contestant, Amy McElhenney was arrested for having sex with an 18-year-old student. She was 25 years old at the time. While the student was the age of consent, Texas has a law forbidding teachers from having sexual relationships with students. She did not spend any time in jail, however, she did lose her teaching credentials. Number 5. Deborah LaFave. A Florida teacher, Deborah LaFave was arrested for having an affair with a 14-year-old student. She was charged with having sexual intercourse with the student as well as having oral sex with the student, both which are felonies. She did not spend any time in jail because the victim's mother did not want to put her son through the trauma of a trial. She was placed on probation. However, she fought to have it overturned because the victim would not testify, and she won. LaFave eventually got married to a man of legal age, and she is the mother of twins. Number 6. Shelley Dufresne and Rachel Respes. Shelley Dufresne and Rachel Respes were both teachers at a Louisiana high school. They had a threesome with a 16-year-old student, and the affair between the three lasted for over a year. The teachers were caught when the student started bragging about the affair in school. The teachers took a plea deal to avoid jail time, and they are both being sued by the victim's parents. Number 7. Jessica Bonnet Acker. Jessica Bonnet Acker, a teacher at Bryant High School in Cottondale, Alabama, was arrested for having sex with a student just 7 months after she married her longtime boyfriend. The student was 19 years old. However, in Alabama, it is still illegal. She was taken to Tuscaloosa County Jail, where her bond was set for $5,000, and she was fired from her teaching job. Number 8. Kinsley Wensky. Kinsley Wensky was an honors English teacher at Dreher High School in Columbia, South Carolina. In 2015, she was arrested for having sex with 2 17-year-old students. She was initially sentenced to 5 years in prison. Later, her sentence was reduced to probation. She was also required to seek help from a mental health official and register as a sex offender. At the time of the incident, she was considered to be a happily married mother of 2. Number 9. Mary Kay Letourneau. Mary Kay Letourneau is one of the most infamous teachers who did it with students in school. She was all over the news, and a made-for-television movie was made about her. While working as a teacher in Washington, she met 12-year-old Vili Furuwa'u, who was in her class. The two began having a sexual relationship. When it came out, she was arrested and her husband left her and took her children with him. She was sentenced to 6 months in jail, a 3-month suspended sentence, and was ordered to have no contact with her victim. A month after she was released from jail, she was caught with her victim again. According to reports, she was caught by the police parked on the side of the road with the victim. She was sentenced to 7 years in jail and found out that she was pregnant with his child. While in prison, she had the baby and gave it to the baby's father to take care of until the date of her release. After her release in 2014, her victim was over 18 years old, so he had the no-contact order removed, and the two were married. They also have a second child together. Number 10. Nicholas Goddard. Nicholas Goddard was a professor at Manchester University when it was discovered that he was also starring in porn films. His extracurricular activities came to light when a student recognized him in one of his films. After an investigation was launched, he resigned from his position at the university. Subscribe for more.